Hear me and rejoice. You have had the privilege of being saved by the great Titan. You may think this is suffering. No. It is salvation. The universal scales tip toward balance because of your sacrifice. Smile. For even in death, you have become children of Thanos.
I know what it's like to lose. I feel so desperately that you're right. Yet to fail, nonetheless. Look. Pretty, isn't it? Perfectly balanced, as all things should be.
Be thankful that your meaningless lives are Be thankful that your meaningless lives
I bow to no man.
I'm sorry, Earth is closed today.
But I will take a piece of him. Danny, you want a piece? But 2 more stones on Earth. Find them, my children, and bring them to me on Titan.
Father, we will not fail.
I have selected your finest warriors. Blade. Sarad. The Beastman. And Karg. And Karg.
A curious quartet.
These mashups of scenes was really done just to kind of show that there's really no original story. See, all the villains in these different series all are playing out the moon. They're all characters who are personifying the moon. Might be different type of moons, where Skeletor is a character who has a mercurial chain, so he's also the moon, but Mercury's encoded in that film. And then you have Thanos, who's the supermoon or the Titan moon. But all of them are surrounded by a quartet, and the quartet it's a play on the 4 quarters or the 4 moons. 4 quarters of the moon, excuse me. And there are different sub-bosses that surround these characters in all their different series. But for these films, because the story they're telling in these films is of the moon, they have a quartet of characters that surround them. And I saw all the similarities in these characters, so I said, let me just make a mashup. But to further drive this home, just think about Thanos and his Black Order. Each of those characters are named after the moon. You have a character named Proxima Midnight, which is approximately midnight. Corvus Glaive, who looks like the Grim Reaper because he's a play on the moon. Then you have another one called Obsidian, who's a play on Black Dwarf, right? And then Ebony Maw, and we have another Ebony Maw character, or Ebony Darth Maul in the Star Wars film. Similarly, characters who are playing the Siths or the moons. So being able to see what these characters encode and the stories that they're telling through the sky through these characters, I was able to see much richer dialogue, and how these characters are interacting in the different films are really just telling the same stories, or even point backs to the other film, because they're all really point backs to the sky. And this is why you get the sense that Thanos knows Iron Man, which is the moon knowing a star in the sky, and the same thing with Riddick knowing Lord Marshall.
You throw another moon at me, and I'm gonna lose it.
Are you familiar to me? Have we met on some distant field?
Dog, you know me? I do.